You know we're checking out new construction when they make me deck out like this. Today we're checking out Persimmon, a new construction neighborhood in Northwest Buda. This is a Milestone community, brand new. If you can't tell from the background, all the homes we're checking out don't even have electricity yet. That's how new it is. But we're gonna tour 3 homes and the model home, talk about incentives they're offering, and I'm just gonna give you my own biased opinion on what's going on in Persimmon. We're gonna get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here, your local Austin area real estate expert. If you're thinking of making a move to the greater Austin area, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the latest real estate news. I typically upload once a week to this channel. I cover a wide area of Austin from San Marcos up to Georgetown and everything in between. But typically San Marcos, South Austin, Buda, that's typically where I do most of my videos. You know, I was a teacher for 10 years before I jumped into real estate. And I found that a lot of the skills and values that helped me become a successful educator have really helped me in real estate too. Honesty, hard work, effective communication, and truly caring about my clients' goals and making sure that they're getting the best deal possible is still really important to me. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, schedule a Zoom call. Love to help you and your family find a great home and a great deal in the greater Austin area. All of that can be found in the description below. And it really is my cell number. You're not calling my assistant or anything like that. Just text me, call me. We'll schedule a time to chat, and yeah, hope to hear from you. But yeah, what we're doing today, we're checking out Persimmon, a new construction neighborhood in Northwest Buda. And so now we're gonna check out the model home, and we're gonna talk about some of the numbers with the incentives and the tax rate here. All right, so we are touring the model home. This is their Clementine model. Just so you're aware, it's the floor plan name. It's 2,591 square feet. Prices start around the high 600,000s. Depending on the options you add, could be low 700,000s. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 3-car garage, plus a study. So talking about Persimmon, this is a new construction neighborhood, I should say. They just started. So far they have 22 homes sold, and the end goal is to have 2,100 homes. So this truly is brand new with a 7 to 10 year planned development time. So should be done somewhere around 2037, 2035, somewhere around there. As far as the incentives that Milestone is currently offering, so they're basically offering a 4.99% fixed rate. I'm not sure if that's FHA or conventional. It most likely is FHA, maybe a little higher for conventional. The sales rep couldn't tell me that. They are offering 4% of the purchase price towards closing costs, which is great. So specifically with homes at this price range, we're looking at 600,000 to high 700,000s. That's gonna be roughly 25 grand towards closing costs, which is gonna pay all of your closing costs. So you only have to bring your down payment to closing, which is great. They'll also pay for the title policy. And then if you're doing a to-be built, right, you're picking a lot, you're picking a floor plan, they're also offering between 30 to 45,000 in free upgrades. Now, all the prices for this are negotiable, so just keep that in the back of your mind. If you're like, my top was 700,000, I really like that home that was 744, we can definitely negotiate that down. That is, specifically in this market, not too difficult to do. They do offer 2 types of homes. So they have the 50 to 50 foot lot, and then they have the 65 foot lot. And they have roughly 12 floor plans, maybe a little bit more. They have a pretty good amount of range. And so we are gonna check 3 others towards the end of this video. Real quick, we're gonna pause the model tour, and we're actually gonna show you a map that they showed me of just kind of the plan for this neighborhood, because there is a lot of infrastructure that will be put in. So at the top, they're gonna be connecting 1626 by the end of 2027, and then that's going to also connect to 45. It's going to go over I-35 and connect to the toll road. So you should have very easy access in and out of this neighborhood. Right now it's a little strict because they haven't built the connector to 1626. You can go back to the model home now. Alex is the editor. We are going to be on 160 acres of green space within the community, and the tax rate here is quite high. Okay, it's 2.865. The reason for that is we're in a public improvement district, we're in a PID, and so basically you are paying a little bit extra each year because they got a bond to develop the land, okay, develop the sewer system, the water drainage, all of that. So with a PID, I've seen people do this before, you can figure out how much is it to pay the PID all up front and just go, take care of that after closing if you want to. That'll save you some money on your taxes each year because you're not having to pay interest on it. But just be aware, that's the reason why the tax rate is higher, is because you are paying into a PID. Finally, I'll say for the amenity center that they plan to add here, it should be built late 2026. It's going to include a pickleball court, splash pad, playground, 3,000 square foot clubhouse, 2,000 square foot gym, and hiking trails throughout the entire neighborhood. So yeah, I'm really excited to see, how Persimmon grows. We are very early in the buying process, right? Only 22 homes sold. And so it's interesting to see, in a year from now, are the prices going to be higher? Are they going to be lower? How are they doing with the infrastructure they're building? How does that amenity center look? Is that helping values? But yeah, hopefully that gives you all some decent information on kind of future plans for this neighborhood. And you're getting to see at least one of the model homes. So now let's go check out the first of 3 tours. All right, so this is the first house we're checking out. Look at my notes here. This is their Bandera floor plan. It is a 1-story, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2.5 car garage, 2,195 square foot home, so just shy of 2,200. And this one's listed at $599,999, so listed at $600,000. Cool, let's check it out. And you can just get a sense of construction on this neighborhood, right? I think I said earlier they've sold 22 homes, so most of the homes are still under construction / vacant. Really wide driveway here. This looks great. Now I'm curious why they're calling this 2.5 car garage. This is just a nice sized 2-car garage, so I think that's a little misleading. But yeah, it's a good amount of space. It's a great 2-car garage. You have about 1.5 feet either side of the door. You could actually fit 2 cars in here reasonably. We have a very large tankless water heater in the corner there. That looks great. You have the water softener loop if you wanted to add that after the fact. Rainbird irrigation system in the corner. I'm not seeing an EV charger. Most builders do offer that as an upgrade, so if that's important to you, you can also do it after the fact. But some builders have started doing it just with inventory homes, so I always keep an eye out for that as more people are getting into EVs. We're going to the front here, beautiful stone. I really like this front door, 8-foot tall front door. Now it does look like, yeah, no, that's how the glass would look, so that's great, right? You want it frosted. All right, so going into the entrance here, again, all the electricity's off in all these homes, so apologies for the dark video you're about to watch. We have LVP flooring here, this light wood that looks really great. Off to the right, we actually have a full bathroom and 2 bedrooms. You can see they already have the hardware installed, just the one sink, pretty good amount of space, countertop there. A ton of natural light coming in, that's great. And then I like that they have the built-in shelf in the shower, floor to ceiling. Not the most fun, right? It's just subway tile, but it's a little different. They're doing it vertical. Most builders do it horizontal. I like something a little different. And it's different from the flooring, which is a very interesting tile. It's a really nice quality tile on the floor. This is a teeny tiny bathtub. Just pointing that out. That is for children. That is a very small bathtub. To the left here, this is what I would use for an office because you have great amount of natural light coming in, 2 windows looking out to the front, right? Not a huge amount of space either for a bed, so this would make a great office, but in Texas, if it has a closet, then it's considered a bedroom, so this is technically considered one of the bedrooms. And then here's bedroom number 2, just a single window. There's nothing on the floor here. They're gonna add carpet. All right, moving on. Left here, this is just a closet, coat closet. To the right, we have our 3rd bedroom. Very, very similar to that 2nd bedroom we saw, just the 1 window in the corner. And then we're actually gonna go a loop around and end in the living room, so we're gonna go this way first. We have our half bath over here. I do like that it's not a pedestal, right? We have the full countertop here, so that's a nice addition they did here. Plenty of room in this half bath, that's great. And then this is the garage where I just came from here, so large 2-car garage. Here's actually our HVAC, which is great, so really easy to change out your air filters right down there. All right, pour some white vinegar in one of these pipes to help with protecting it from mold. That's easy. easy access. You don't have to climb to an attic. And then our utility room, really good amount of space here. So you could have plenty of room to put a table here, folding table, and then washer dryer there. No cabinets, that's probably an upgrade they just didn't go for with this inventory home, but a lot of space in here. And then I like the floor plans that have the utility room connected to the primary closet. So here's primary closet, ton of space in here. I really like that they added this in the middle because you still have quite a bit of walk around space with that. And it just gives you more options there for hanging clothes. Bathroom's amazing. So look at the shower. That's crazy, man. Like having two benches, right? His and hers. We have the natural light coming in. We have the built-in shelf in the middle. Really cool tile design they went with here. They didn't go with boring white subway tile. Really like this super shower, very, very large shower. Toilet room has natural light coming in, already frosted window. That looks great. Linen closet. And then two sinks separated, a bunch of space in between. Yeah, I like this. Usually with these longer ones, it feels a little tight, but they did a really good job of pushing that out, pushing that way further out. So it's comfortable for two people walking past each other in this bathroom. Here's the primary bedroom. Kind of similar to what we saw with that model home. So you have those three square windows up, would be above probably where you put your bed. And then you have three windows here looking out to your backyard. And then you have that door leading to the exterior. I kind of like this as a dog owner, makes it a little bit easier, right, to go straight outside in the morning. I don't know why they picked a door that's just nothing but window, right? I don't want that. I don't want someone to be able to go into my backyard or from my next door neighbor's fence, be able to just see me sleeping. So that's kind of weird that we chose a full window door. And then this comes out to the primary living area. So, all right, entrance here. This would be formal dining if you chose to. They just have some recessed lighting at the top there. They don't have anything for a chandelier. It's not hard to connect something if you do want to add a chandelier if that's important to you, but a ton of space here for a dining table out of the way from everything. Fridge. Decent sized island, not the biggest I've seen. I do like that we have a little extra storage on this side of it though, but you could comfortably fit 3 chairs. You could definitely fit 4 chairs. I would probably just go with 3 though. Really interesting countertop. All right, this looks like quartz. All right, this is where the built-in oven and maybe double oven, actually. That's how big this is, because I'm seeing there, that's where the microwave would go. And then the built-in range. So it may be a double oven, I'm not sure. Corner pantry, good amount of space. How we doing with these? Hey, soft close, my favorite. Obviously dishwasher, large single basin sink. Yeah, good amount of space in the kitchen. It's not the biggest kitchen, but they're using the space well for how much space they have in the house total, right? Just under 2,200 square feet. And then the living room, a ton of natural light. I always like when they just try to add a little bit of windows wherever they can. It's always nice. Not a fan of this being here as far as glare on the TV, but again, that's just me being picky. These window panes are massive. That looks great. And then the backyard. Backyard's not very big. Back patio also isn't very big. So I do wish they extended that a little bit. It's very long, but it's just, you couldn't put table and chairs out here. Really nowhere if you wanted to hang a TV, if that's important to you, just hanging out in the backyard. So that is kind of a downside of this floor plan, in my opinion, is the back patio is very, very short. I would consider extending it, after purchasing. Do have the gas out right there, which is great. You can see brand new fence in here that looks really good. We do have to put stairs here because the foundation is so much higher than where it is. And then obviously they'll add grass here before moving in. There is nothing gonna be here. There is nothing gonna be here. I speak English, good. They're not gonna be building homes here. I did see on the plans that there's plans for commercial here, and I'm just not sure how far that goes in. So that would be something to ask the builder for sure is, what are the plans for commercial? Do we know, can we get guarantee that these trees are gonna stay here? So that would be my main concern here is just, we are really high up, right? Where I'm clearly seeing over this fence very easily. I don't want in 5 years to be looking at the back of the McDonald's, right? That's not gonna help my resale value. So I just wanna be sure of that, because if that's the case, then pick a different lot that doesn't have to worry about commercial coming in. But yeah, there you have it. That was Bandera. That was house number 1. Now we're gonna go check out house number 2. All right, now we're at the second house. Look at my notes for this one. This is their agave floor plan. This is a 2,765 square foot home. Sorry if the camera's going wonky, it's very windy out here. 4 bed, 3.5 bath, 2-story, 2-car garage. This one's listed at $744,135. Yeah, let's go check this one out. I just walked through it. Really cool. I really like a lot of things with this. There's some things I like with the other house too, better than this, but we'll discuss as we look. Kind of pan around so you can see where we're at. Really nice lot placement right off. You don't have a neighbor right there because they're keeping those mature trees right next to it. Pretty wide street here. And we actually just came from that house over there, okay? So that's the commercial side, the main street that way. We're looking on the outside of the neighborhood towards more of the green space. A lot of brick, maybe a little too much brick for my liking. I do like the stucco at the top there. I wish they could have done something a little different, maybe stone on the bottom. Again, personal preference. Check out the garage again first. So 2-car garage. It's interesting. The last one was considered a 2.5 car. I think this one has more space. You have this nook right here, right, going underneath the stairs. And then you also have this big nook over here, and it's still, you know, door to wall, we're still a few feet. So very odd that they classified the other one as a 2.5, where I think this is actually the bigger garage. But everything else is the same. We're seeing the same tankless water heater, irrigation system, electrical panel, no EV charger. Now going into the front, again, obviously this will be grass. We'll put all that in. Much bigger front patio space here, which is nice. Beautiful front door again, similar to, I think it's the same as the last one. You can see the side here, way bigger lot as far as side to side, and then you're really far away from your next door neighbor, which is always a plus. All right, so to the right here is a small closet. And then we have our half bath, similar to the last one, a little bit shorter, right? The toilet's much closer, but we don't have a pedestal sink. We still have the cabinet, which is great. 8-foot tall doors, just like the last home. Same flooring, it looks like, as the previous home. We'll go upstairs second, but here we have our main living area, right? This is where you mount the TV. You can see, again, neighbors very, very far away. That, again, will be grass when they put it in. And then we get to our kitchen area. Kitchen is beautiful. Kitchen is definitely a little bit of an upgrade compared to the previous one. So we're seeing this really beautiful walnut cabinets. Again, soft close. I really appreciate Milestone doing that. We also have the waterfall edge on both sides. That's a nice little upgrade there. Fridge would go here. This looks like microwave oven. Very long pantry, so not just a typical corner, but you get a little extra space on this one. Yeah, I just like this design. I think the color of, oh, you also have pull-out trash. That's a nice upgrade right there. The design of these cabinets against this countertop looks really sleek, really modern, looks great. And you have the built-in range here with the hood. Large single basin sink, same as the previous one. And it looks like we do have potential for adding a reverse osmosis, drinking water coming out of there too, so that's nice. What is that? Oh, nice. You can clean, like put a cup there and it just washes it real quick. You don't see that very often. All right, and then kind of a breakfast nook over here. And check out this backyard real quick. This backyard back patio is way better than the previous home. This is definitely a huge plus in my mind. So looking at the backyard, the view is great. We have privacy fence with the one neighbor that you're super close to, and then we have the open wrought iron fence looking out to just this green space that they're never gonna build here. You can see there's actually a walking path off there in the distance. This is great, it's much larger. Walk out here for a bit, you can see it's not just deeper, because it's a 2-story home, so obviously the footprint's gonna be smaller than the previous house, but the lot itself is just deeper and wider. So if you have high energy dogs, this is a great lot placement. And then I also like it's not a huge step down from the slab to this, so you don't have to add stairs. And then just a bigger patio in general. We have the gas out here, so that's where you put your grill, right? You can see AC over there. There is no fence or gate over there, FYI. I just noticed that, so just the one gate on the other side. I do wish, again, this is personal. People have gotten on to me online sometimes about saying this, but it's important to me. I know not everyone does this. Putting a TV outside, I like if you have enough space, right, and privacy, it's nice to add a TV if you can. And this one makes it a little difficult, so if that was important to you, you have space, you would need to drill into the brick, and then there's no electrical outlet nearby. I wish they put something down here to make that a little easier. There's just the one by the door there, if that's important to you. I think backyard, kitchen, I mean, that waterfall island looks fantastic. I think these are definitely big upgrades compared to the previous house. Very large linen closet here. Oh wow, it's almost like a second pantry. Here is the primary. Now I do think the primary and primary bathroom in the previous house I liked more. You don't get the wall of windows. I wish they did the same type of windows like they had in the previous home. And then here's our primary bathroom. It's just more typical. I think I really liked the previous one. This is a more normal shower. It's still a big shower, right? You still have the built-in shelf, natural light coming in, floor to ceiling, really interesting tile color. I like it, I just prefer the other one more. This one, still 2 sinks, not as much space in between, and then no natural light coming into the toilet room, which is more common. And then the closet is just more typical long rectangle. So definitely primary closet, bedroom with the natural light, and then bathroom in the previous home, I think was a little bit nicer. See very tall ceilings, right? More windows at the top there. And so this has an open loft. And so let's go check that out. No carpet on the stairs. I really like that. Carpet just gets worn down over time with the same spot people are walking up and down. So these stairs look great and sturdy. So now we're up here. Again, the specific loft this works, or this lot looks great because you have that big tree right there. So a little bit of extra something to look at. Normally you'd be looking at a house that's much closer to you. So this lot placement really is special. I'd be surprised if this stays available for much longer. This upstairs area, great amount of space, really good amount of space. So you have the spot to hang the TV, or if you want to get a projector, right? Ton of space to put it there. Really nice amount of closet space up here too, for storing all your DVDs and your board games and your puzzles. I'd probably put a table in the corner here for puzzles or board games when we have friends over, but you have so much space you can do both, right? You can put a big table there, TV, couch, right? This is a really cool hangout spot. I will say, just something to consider, if you have children and you're thinking, well, I want them to have a loft so they have their space, I have my space, this layout may not work for you because my voice, I don't know if you can hear it on the video, but my voice is echoing through the entire house right now. This is all open. And so if you're wanting, them to have their space because they're becoming teenagers and they're getting loud and friends are coming over and you just want to have some separation, this doesn't really work for that, okay? If someone's sitting downstairs watching a TV that's right there, they're gonna clearly hear me talking up here. So just something to consider if you do have a large family and that's important to you. Now I do like this upstairs patio. This is really nice. It's a really good amount of space. But this lot placement, I mean, this is the perfect floor plan for this lot. You just have a better view looking out here. I believe we're looking east, so mornings might be a little aggressive with the sun right there hitting you, but in the evenings, hanging out here, you're not gonna have the sun hitting you in the eye. It's just gonna be beautiful looking at the colors change in the sky here. And then no neighbors, right? You have the one neighbor here, they don't have an upstairs patio, so still some privacy, and then nothing over there, right? They're super far away. So this is really nice, really, really nice addition to this. And then we have a bedroom right next to it, right? Again, love the amount of natural light and that we're looking out, we're still utilizing that great view. And this does have an ensuite, so single sink, walk-in shower, natural light coming in, floor to ceiling subway tile, and then a decent closet space. Personally, I would use this as a guest room. People are gonna wanna come to your house if this is where they're sleeping, right? This is really nice to have the to have the ensuite, to have it close to a patio access, still very private away from the main living area, but then close to the upstairs hangout spot. And then we have our other full bathroom, 2 sinks, which I really like, that's great. Very tiny bath for a child, floor to ceiling tile, natural light. Yeah, kind of seeing the same materials being used at this point, right? Okay, the room I really like too, right? We have lots of natural light coming in here. Personally, I would probably use this as a home office space since we don't have that downstairs. And then a good amount of closet space here, again with more natural light coming in from there too. This is a massive room. Now here's the utility room, which this would annoy me, but this is me talking. So the utility room doing laundry, right? It's the same level as the majority of the bedrooms, but it's not the same level as the primary. And so in my position, I don't have kids. We're never going to have kids. If me and my wife bought this house, we would be lugging our laundry up and downstairs every time we do laundry, which isn't fun, right? So the previous home definitely wins in that regard, having the utility room right next to the primary closet. You're 2 steps away from pulling something out of the dryer and hanging it up. That's great, right? But if you have a large family, people are actually living in all of these rooms up here, this may work better for you because most of the laundry you're doing is on the top floor and then you just have to bring it up and downstairs for your personal. So something to consider for everyone's personal situation, if this is a pro or a con. Personally for me, this is a con, but it may be a pro for you. Regardless, it's an okay amount of space. I think the other one had a little bit more, but you do have space here again if you want to add a folding table here. And then our final bedroom, not as fun as the previous bedrooms. We still have that little small window in the corner there, a little extra addition. And again, with this lot placement, they still get a decent view and they have some trees to look at here. But it's a decent sized room, so, and a really good sized closet too. So yeah, I really like this floor plan overall. I think there's definitely pros and cons. I think the pros outweigh the cons though, for me personally. That upstairs patio and mainly this lot placement is really, really good. That's something I always try to advise clients, especially if you're doing the new construction and you have some choice on where you want your house built or which homes are available, which one to pick. You know, obviously you want a good floor plan that works for you, but if you can get no rear neighbor, right, and they're not gonna build anything over there, and then distance from your side neighbor, this is great for privacy. It's gonna help you later in life. If you look to resell the home, it's gonna be, you know, a higher quality house, so worth more money than the comps in the neighborhood. So I think this one's gonna be picked up pretty quick, you know, assuming the price is right for you. So we have one more house to check out, so I will see you at house number 3. And the wind picks up right as I record the last one, I apologize. The last house we're checking out is the Marigold, okay? This is a 5-bed, 4-bath, 3-car garage, 3,476 square foot home, so a massive home. Now this one's a little tricky to pinpoint the price. This house is actually sold. They're still working on it. So it says starting prices around $720, $730. If you add in upgrades, you add in lot premium, we're probably looking in the high 700s for the Marigold. So it's in the high 700s, but this looks like it was a to be built. There's a lot of interesting upgrades throughout them. I'm excited to show you guys. So yeah, around high 700s for this one. And we are actually right next to that last house that we checked out. So you can see the backyard view is obviously gonna be great because it's literally the same view as next door. And then we should have a house next door here. So I still think that one wins as far as not having a next door neighbor with those trees there. But as far as exterior, they went with a stone exterior, the wooden beams, and then we have hearted plank wood at the top there. It's beautiful, yeah, it looks great. This garage looks awesome. So we have, you know what, I would consider this a 2.5, not a 3. I take that back, 2.5 car garage. I think you have an option to push it out further if you do want the third car garage. But I like the natural light coming in there. And then also, we haven't seen it yet, but they have the windows in the garage door. So when this is closed, you're still getting natural light coming in, which is always a plus. Tankless water heater, water softener loop, all of that's the same. And then this ledge up here. So this is a very large 2.5 car garage. And then very large front patio space. This one I haven't spoken about it yet, but they do have doorbells, and then they also have the keyless entry pad entry here. All right, 3,400 plus square feet. I'll try to walk quick. It's a very large house. Something I will say real quick though, I really like that Milestone's giving you a bunch of different, very different styles. I walked through here real quick before recording. It's just very different from the previous house, which is nice because all the homes here are between 600,000 to high 700,000s. So it's relatively tight price range. They don't have a ton of different products, but what they do have is a variety of floor plans that are very different. So I do appreciate there's major differences in the layout and not minor. To the left here, we have what I would consider a mother-in-law suite. So you could use it as an office depending on your situation, right? You do have the windows looking out to the front here, but then you have an ensuite, and this is a very large room, plenty of room to add a good sized bed. The single sink, shower, not floor to ceiling, they stopped there. But you do have the built-in shelf there. So this works, I think, really well. And then there's a closet, so you can see it right here. So a little tight, but if you did have maybe someone older living with you who couldn't go up and down stairs, you have this second bedroom downstairs, which I know appeals to quite a few people. Here, access to the garage, right? We just saw that. Half bath next to the stairs. Something I don't like, this is just for whatever reason, they were probably just trying to save money when they did the upgrades. There's different materials for countertops throughout, and I don't like that. Unless you're trying to do each bathroom's very customized feel, that makes sense to me. But that's not what's going on. Like every other material looks the same, it's just the countertop is different in the primary bathroom, in this bathroom, compared to the kitchen. So personally, I don't like that look, but so you can see it, we have this speckled look for this one. Coming into the laundry room, this is actually what's in the kitchen, this more marble look, this granite. I like that they added the sink in the bathroom, or the utility room. I like that they added the cabinets also. So you're not just getting a sense of the Marigold floor plan, but you're also seeing possible upgrades that you can get if you went the to-be-built route. So then we have these tall, 8-foot tall French doors. And this would be considered your office space, your flex space. Like that is pushed out a little bit there, so you can add a shelf or you can add a desk here, right? Because there's already outlets at the desk height. All right, very tall ceilings, huge, pushed out for the TV, and then I would get built-in shelves after the fact, fill that space up. And then here's the kitchen. Very different feel, right? Because the tall ceiling, very different feel from the kitchen from the last house. But relatively similar countertop space as regarding to the amount of space you have to work with. Full U shape for the pantry. All right, microwave, oven, built-in range. Different to the backsplash, that herringbone style. Looks great. They went with stainless steel, single basin sink. It's a good move, right? A little word of warning, I went with the Blanco, the white that we've seen in the previous two homes in my house, and it's really hard to clean. You need a very specific cleaner to get all the stains, the coffee stains out of it. So something to be aware of. I wish I just went with stainless steel. It's really easy to make it look nice. Again, English. Breakfast nook, we just came from over there, right? So that was the last house we just checked out. So we know this view is gonna be good. Let's check out the yard though. Patio space, really good. Yep, fully covered. I like that it extends. They probably paid a little bit extra to have it extend with the cover there, which is smart because you want to utilize just how peaceful it's going to be back here. Nothing being built out here. Decent amount of space. I think the previous house, you can tell, right? That patio starts there, so they had more depth in their yard. This one's a little bit shallower. It's not too bad though. It's very, very wide, so plenty of space. Primary bedroom. Let's check this out. So just the two windows, a little bit narrower of a room, kind of a long room. Not ideal personally, but it depends on how far your bed comes out, I guess. And they do have it set up to put a mounted TV in there. Personally, I don't like putting a TV in my bedroom, but I know I'm in the minority there, so. Different countertop, right? I was saying that before. It's just a little odd to me because the flooring, the backsplash, like all of that's the same. So why are we just having this one countertop in this one room? It's not like they're trying to make it a whole different style. It's just a little odd to me to choose to do that. Floor to ceiling, right? With a different tile here, more typical shower setup. You have extra space under here, which is great. Putting your luggage there, more storage. This is definitely a narrower closet though compared to the previous two homes we've looked at. Very tall ceilings. All right, let's check out upstairs. So you can already tell very different as far as the last house with the upstairs, the loft overlooked the living room. This one is kind of a separate space. Again, no carpet on the stairs, I like that. So here's the loft over here. And then living room way over there in the distance. Now, if that's still not enough space for you, this actually goes into a media room. So you can have a little home theater set up in here, and that's completely opposite side of the house from the living room. So blast music in here, blast movies, no one's gonna be able to hear it. Now this is interesting, I like how they set this up, because I walked in earlier, I thought, okay, so you put the TV there, because that's how they have, you know, the cable management going behind the drywall there, right? You get the blackout curtains, the couch here, drink station, whatever, popcorn. This works. But then I looked up and I was like, oh, that was smart. They put an outlet here for if you wanted to get a projector. And then the projector actually makes more sense because now the projector is projecting to that wall, and then you see these panels, right? That's for surround sound. So you can put surround sound very easily in. You can see them up there too, right? It's already pre-wired for that. So if you got a third-party company to come in and add that in, that's already really easy for them to do. This actually feels a lot better to me. It makes more sense, and you just get a huge amount of space to project a movie onto the wall. So it's really smart how they chose to do this for those upgrades. And even without that, you just have a huge loft area here. Walking down this hallway, linen closet. Two windows looking out to the backyard again. This one is a little odd. So we have a ensuite, which is great, but you have two sinks, which you don't typically see. This is a really nice sized bathroom, right? Really good sized closet space too for a guest bedroom. And then toilet. But you don't typically see two sinks when it's just an ensuite for a guest room. That was a little strange to me. I'm never gonna say no to that, but just kind of an odd, I can't envision, unless there's a couple living upstairs, like they're renting that room out maybe, then that might work. But typically it's just gonna be, if you have a mother-in-law staying over, there's already a mother-in-law suite downstairs with an ensuite, right? So it's a little odd to have the two sinks there. Normally you would see the two sinks here, you know, the easily accessible bathroom for everyone upstairs, but this one just has the one sink. Now, it might just be this floor plan, right? Where are they gonna put the second sink? There's not a lot of room. It's a very small bathroom, but something to be aware of, just a little odd. Two windows looking out to the front of the house. I'm not gonna open that because there's something wrong there. They're trying to fix it, but good amount of space for both of these bedrooms. Upstairs, just the one window for this one. All of these houses seem like they have pretty good closets. So there you have it. If you made it this far, congrats, that was a long video. Final thoughts on this. So like I said, when I walked into this house, I think Milestone's doing a really good job with a variety of floor plans that work well for whatever you're looking for. The main thing is if you're looking in this price range, I think that's gonna dissuade most people, but if you are looking in this price range, there are really good options in this neighborhood. You're also getting in early, which is always a good thing. Well, I don't say always, but typically it's a good thing. We're seeing a lot of more people moving into Buda, moving into the Austin area. I have no doubts they're going to be able to sell these homes. I'm not sure if they're going to continue selling them in the 700s. So that's where I'd really want to pause and think about, am I getting a great deal, with whatever the incentives they're offering, but also the price. Can we negotiate that down a little bit? Because you don't know, maybe you're one of the first 20 people or 50 people to move in here, and then they're struggling to sell in the next couple of years and prices are just going down, right? It's a little tough to know with how early it is in building this project. They have a lot of promises with the amenity center, with the road construction. And so hopefully that would raise values, but you're already starting pretty high for the city of Buda. And so, are we thinking, well, this will then become a $900,000 home? Well, is someone really gonna pay $900,000 to live in Buda, right? Because you're not super close to Austin, so for that price. So I'm a little hesitant with the pricing they're doing here. Again, everything's negotiable, so I would definitely talk with a realtor if you are considering buying a house. The realtor can negotiate on your behalf and make sure you're not getting screwed over, and that's why I do these videos, to reach out to people. If you don't know a realtor, you can always give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. All the contact info is in the description below. But definitely, if you know someone you know, like, and trust, and they're a realtor, use them. If you don't, I'm a guy on the internet right now, so you don't know me, but reach out to me. Happy to start that conversation with you, see how I can help you, and really just be your personal advisor through purchasing a home or selling a home, right? Whichever direction you're going. But I hope you found this video informational. Hope it was helpful for you in some way. And yeah, reach out if I can help in any way. Until next time, I hope to see you guys around town.